Hi, my name is Ariana Hernandez. I am a junior at LIU, but I'm graduating this year. I'm majoring in computer science. Currently, I'm working at a program called Jumpstart where I read to preschoolers because I wanted something more calm to do this semester since I'm graduating. But in the past 3 years, I've done a couple of internships at different companies. 3 years ago, I was at the Van Group for about a year. They're a front-end user experience company. So I was, again, doing front-end with them. And then from 2020 till just this past September, I was working at a company called Ollie Pets. I was doing front-end for them as well. They're a high-end pet food company. Yeah. So I went into high school oh, I'm gonna be a pilot. And then that was freshman year. Then the next year I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a veterinarian. And then I was like, okay, never mind on the veterinarian part. So I went through high school being like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. And then I actually had my first Code Nation internship with the Van Group, and I was like, something clicked. And I was like, oh, this is nice. And so that's sort of when I decided, oh, maybe I can work in the tech industry. And I started looking into it, and then I was like, oh yeah, computer science sounds like something that I'd like to do, because I was just like, oh, cybersecurity definitely doesn't seem like my thing, but computer science seems like a good catch-all. And so yeah, I decided to go to study computer science. And it was between Hunter and Long Island University, and I ended up choosing the one that gave me the most scholarship money, so LIU won out. But I had also taken a couple classes at LIU during my time in high school, so I was just like, oh well, makes transferring easier. So. Well, I first took Code Nation. They were first classes in high school in the classroom, during the school day, and so I took it just as a elective, just to fill in the space and have an elective. And so I wasn't really thinking about it in terms of oh, I'm gonna do this forever. It was more just oh, this is fun and I don't wanna do art. So that's how it first started. And they were like, oh, we have this other option to keep going with Code Nation. You can take another class, but it'll be after school. And so my second class was at SeatGeek, and that was pretty fun. It was a little nerve-wracking to actually go to the building and be in the office and meet people who are actually in the industry. And one of the first things I noticed is that the tech space is very heavily dominated by men. So when I was at the class 2 program at SeatGeek, I met Alicia, and she was one of the people who worked there, and she was amazing. She was such a sweetheart, and I still talk to her to this day. And it was just nice to see a woman in that space that was equal to everyone else, and just really awesome. Third year was at American Express. That year was a little more chaotic because that was COVID year. And so it definitely we kind of lost the end of that program, but we did get a good chunk of the beginning. And so again, it was really fun to just be in the actual office and in the industry. And I also wasn't just around people who were in my own high school, but other high schools. So it was really cool to meet new people and interact with people who were all going to different areas of tech. So we just got to intermingle. And so I didn't just pick up programming skills, I also got to pick up skills with working with people, just sort of leadership skills and just communication skills and all the kind of fun stuff like that. On top of those programming skills, I also think we did whiteboarding, and we would do presentations where we show off our projects, and to not just to the people who were in our classes, but to total strangers that just happened to be in the office. And so it was always interesting to practice don't be scared in front of a crowd, and also how to support your peers when they're in front of a scary crowd, and just stuff like that. How to work in groups with people you don't know, maybe people that you don't necessarily have things in common with. So it was just a lot of learning how to be on a team and how to build those skills, and also how to network. I've met so many people. My LinkedIn looks immaculate. Well, Code Nation has had a very big hand in my entire life, changed the whole course of my life. That first internship was what put me on the path to wanting to work in tech. And my last internship was actually with Ollie Pets, was a part of Code Nation. Emily reached out and was like, hey, we're trying to get alumni some internships. Do you want to be our guinea pig for the program? And I was just like, absolutely. So I was so excited to do that. And she put me in touch with my boss, James. And that was how I got that internship. And it was only supposed to be 3 months, but James was like, oh, stay, stay for a few more months. And then I ended up staying for 2 years. And so that is part of it. But then I still talk to James and he's like, listen, when you graduate, call us and we might have a job for you. So it's just that Code Nation has had a huge impact on the course of my life, but also even ensuring that I have experiences and opportunities. I'm gonna go into the workforce already having 3 years experience while I was in college. And a lot of people can't say that. I'm gonna be a first-gen college student, so that's the first fun thing, and then just being able to be successful and getting able to enjoy that success. And people define success in different ways. I define it as being happy and healthy and enjoying my life. So to be successful and have a job that I enjoy, have coworkers that I like to hang out with, have a house, because I know lots of people can't have houses with the way the market is. So having a house, having a job that I enjoy, and just having a really nice life that I love to live. Is that there is no one path to success, and everyone's story is different. I've met people who all work the same job but have 10 different majors, and so it's your journey, not anybody else's. And so Code Nation was sort of the setter for me to have my future, but it's not going to be everyone else's. And so it's just live your life, follow your path, and